coworker. It's January Monday the 5th, and you're watching a video of me shave the side of my head. I've shaved, well, I haven't. My hairdresser has shaved different parts of my head before, but here I decided to do something very risky and shave it myself. Perfect for a rainy Saturday afternoon. I've never really been into science fiction to the point where, like, when people buy me books, I say, you know, pretty much anything but sci-fi. I could just be reading the wrong stuff, but if you have any recommendations, I would love to hear them. With non-fiction, it's by far the smallest section on my bookcases, which says a lot. The favorite non-fiction memoir whatever book I have read is Orange is the New Black, which I highly recommend, as well as the TV show. And while both are explicit, both are pretty funny and interesting. And, oh, there I am shaving my head. Oh, that's weird to watch. As for classic rock, my experience with classic rock is primarily like Metallica and AC/DC, and that's about it. I have listened to a bit of Queen, Billy Joel, and Beatles, but it's typically like the most popular stuff by them, like Bohemian Rhapsody, We Didn't Start the Fire, and Hey Jude, respectively. I could see myself listening to more of them, but it's especially the Beatles, but you know, it's just never been my taste. I've always been drawn to really heavy music, and I'm especially getting into heavier stuff, like a lot of stuff with a lot of screaming, which can be off-putting at first, but it's pretty interesting. Primarily Stomach Aches by Frank Iero, if you're looking into that. It's very rough, but it's very lovely. Psychology was basically my backup major, I guess you could say. Like, if I hadn't found social work, I definitely would have gone into psychology. With social work, I do get to take a lot of psychology and sociology classes as part of the requirements for the major. But, you know, overall, I think the social work discipline just appeals to me a lot more than psychology, in that I will be directly helping or working with people. I've dyed my hair quite a few colors. I bleached the heck out of it, then dyed it purple, pink, red, bright red, reminiscent to Danger Days Draw Away, which I don't have a picture of, unfortunately, and then blue, and then bleached it out again, then dyed it the light brown you see on top of my head with the dark brown coming in underneath. With my nose piercing, it's actually called a septum piercing, and basically, once it's there, you don't even realize it's there. Like, the piercing barely hurt at all, and then, like, I can't even tell it's in most of the time. I have to reach up and touch it to check it, especially with smaller rings, which is one of the reasons I prefer the biggest rings I can get, which are currently, like, a ½ inch, maybe. And I do stretch my septum. I'm currently working up on it, which is basically just wearing thicker and thicker rings. I'm also in the process of stretching my ears, which is lots of fun. I think in another life I would definitely be a tattoo artist or something. As it is, you know, I'll just enjoy getting it all done. I've never been a fan of short stories. I've read stuff by Poe, but that's about it. I'll have to look more into J.D. Salinger, I believe. Especially his novel, which I've heard about, but I've never read myself, which is really, really lacking in my experience. So, you know. I've never been a big fan of movies, but I have been a huge fan of current events and facts. I'm basically obsessed with, especially relating to LGBT plus rights and women's rights and women's issues and stuff along that lines, as well as things along that line, and I'm running out of time, so I'll see you on Tuesday. DFTBA.